We're live in the Outer Banks where our state could see some of the highest snowfall totals.
And right now at 6, snow is really starting to come down. Take a live look outside right now. Carolina Beach, Southern Pines, Fayetteville, all seeing snow. Possibly in Apex, they might just be a little too small yet to be able to see, but it's on the way. Most of us are under winter weather alerts, and snow is starting to blanket the beaches at the coast. Take a look at the snowfall on the sand in Nags Head. This is a live picture that you are seeing. Look, it looks like a blizzard here on the Outer Banks. It certainly doesn't look like the Outer Banks at all. We're going to take you there live in just a couple of minutes. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Gerald Owens. New totals show parts of the area in the Triangle area could see up to 2 inches of snow. That's why we have declared tomorrow and today and tomorrow, rather, the WRAL weather alert days. We have live team coverage of this storm with crews spread out across the area. We're going to begin, though, with meteorologist Mike Mays in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Mike, so break it down for us. What can we expect?
Well, we're watching different cameras across the area for some snowflakes. I got the Fayetteville newsroom camera. We panned it out onto Hay Street. Every once in a while, you see a flake coming down. The atmosphere in the lower part is so dry that these snowflakes are coming down and they're not able to reach the ground. It's going to be a matter of time before we're able to see them reach the ground, although the radar shows dark blue for Moore County and parts of Lee County and Harnett County. Again, the radar beam, as I mentioned, at 5 o'clock is hitting higher up in the atmosphere, but near the ground, the air is still dry, so not a lot of this is reaching the ground. Our WRAL storm tracker is over in Cumberland County. Aaron Thomas is keeping an eye on the roads. And around the triangle, since the radar beam's hitting in the lower part of the atmosphere, not showing snow on the radar because it is so dry. It's evaporating before it comes into the view there of the radar beam. It is going to be cold enough to whenever it comes down, will stick to the ground. It'll be treacherous driving conditions in a matter of hours across the area. By 7 o'clock on Futurecast, we see the mainly light snow upon the area. By 10 o'clock, the Triangle seeing snow, Fayetteville and along and east of I-95, where our totals should be greater there because it'll be a longer duration of snow falling there, and especially so at the coast, where again we saw Nags Head, the snow's just coming down like crazy. By 3 a.m., still snowing at the coast. We're dry here, but there will be snow on the ground, making driving treacherous as we start our day on Wednesday. So expect some slick spots, and this is what we're talking about totals wise. Again, longer duration, higher totals, 4 to 6 to the coast. Fayetteville, Clinton, Goldsboro, everywhere in this shading blue. Winter storm warning 2 to 3 inches, 1 to 2 for Southern Pines, Southern Wake County, Rocky Mount, and north and west of Raleigh, about an inch or less there. Coming up in less than 15 minutes, we'll have a better look at snowfall totals from north to south across the viewing area.
All right, Mike, this is Brian Schrader in the WRAL Live Center. We are keeping our eyes on our cameras around the Triangle, also on the latest traffic conditions. Not really seeing any problems just yet. It looks like the heaviest snowfall will begin in the Triangle after the evening commute ends. As we take a look at that live camera in Cary on 64 at Tryon Road, everything's moving along well. And I've been checking with the DOT and other counties in the viewing area. Right now, it seems like roads are in pretty good shape, but once the snowfall really starts to pick up in intensity, it won't take long for those roads to get really slick because the temperatures have been so cold. Bridges will be the first to freeze, and then those surface roads also will get treacherous. Want to head out to the roads now. Check in with Aaron Thomas in the WRAL Storm Tracker on I-95 up around Wade in Cumberland County. You seen any snow yet?
No snow just yet. Brian, listen, we've been in the storm tracker for going on, 3 hours now. We've had it in several counties, about 5 counties at this point. And a common sight that we're seeing, just the well-treated roads, some of the brine. As you mentioned, we haven't had any major impacts, which is a good thing. But, you have a lot of people that are on this well-traveled road on I-95, hopefully, getting to their safe spot before we anticipate any other precipitation that'll be falling. We have received several reports from around the viewing area, everywhere from Cumberland County. You also heard of some snow flurries coming down in Pinehurst, but some of those flurries starting to evaporate right as it hits the ground. But of course, anything could happen and change just within the next 30 minutes or an hour or so. Of course, we're in that winter weather watch mode. It's a matter of when that weather will arrive here in time. Back to you.
Hopefully that brine will help do the job on the roads. Thank you so much, Aaron. Well, what a sight we are seeing on the coast. This is a live picture of snow. They could see up to 6 inches before the storm is done.
WR's Monica Casey is live in Nags Head, where it has been snowing for hours. Monica, we're not used to snow, but they're really not used to snow. We see it falling. We see it there on the sand. Are you seeing anybody out and about in this?
Yeah, Gerald, we're not seeing a lot of people. I did see a few a little bit earlier when it was still really light outside who wanted to come out, take some photos of this unusual scene that we have here. I know Deborah said earlier that it looks like a blizzard here, and I can confirm it feels like a blizzard here. I want to show you some of the accumulation we have down here on the ground. You can see the snow kind of piling up on top of the sand. People here are really excited about this. We took a trip to a Food Lion grocery store a little bit down the road to see what was going on over there with people getting those last minute supplies. I talked to one dad who is very excited for his son to see snow for the first time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen snow on the Outer Banks. It's always a big deal when it comes. You know, our DOT's done a cool job with getting ice or, salt on the road for the ice and all that stuff. But yeah, it's always fun. I can remember when I was younger, we would always go out and pull little John boats and stuff in the snow.
So that's how you handle snow at the beach, a John boat in the snow. That's how they do it here. We are seeing some things start to shut down in this area. You mentioned the accumulation that we're going to see throughout the night. We already know that local schools and local governments, including Nags Head and Dare County, are already set to be closed for tomorrow. For now, live in Nags Head, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
Monica, before we let you go, I know this is such a rare event. Are you seeing that people are in restaurants or really packing into the businesses before a lot of the snow comes to be in place for 6 inches of snow?
We are seeing people kind of hunkering down. Some of the businesses here in this particular area of Nags Head are closed for the season at this point. But when we went over to that Food Lion grocery store, it's in a shopping plaza, and I was seeing people at Home Goods, at Ulta. I'm not sure if those are the essentials, but they were inside picking things up before they headed home. We were over in that area for about an hour, between about 4:30 and 5:30, and we saw the number of people decreasing as the snow got heavier, as people are trying to kind of get home, get situated.
They're resting up for tomorrow so they can play in it. All right, Monica, thanks so much. Well, here in the Triangle, crews are ready to respond after prepping the roads across our area. And you may have seen some salt trucks along the Beltline on your way home this evening. WRAL Sean Gallagher is live near Apex. Sean, what are you seeing out there so far? Any flakes in the sky yet?
Barely, if any, right now, Deb. It is a lot different than what Monica's dealing with. I can tell you that. We have US 1 here behind me. Totally dry, completely fine right now before the snow really starts falling. I actually have a temperature gun here, and I was testing the ground temperature here. It's in the mid to low 20s right now, and the actual pavement itself is maybe a couple of degrees higher. So those pre-treatments, they're good down to 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything above that, it should not melt. So it will be good. But if something happens, there are crews who are on standby to make sure that they can plow the roads. Wait for that to go by. Sorry about that. Crews basically on standby at a highway, on-ramps all across the area, like a 4-truck cavalry we caught on Glenwood Ave near the 440 on-ramp. Those trucks got situated there around 3 this afternoon and are just waiting for the first flakes to fall. And it's a job they take very seriously.
Yeah, I'm ready to go whenever it comes. We stay prepared. We stay on site for we ready to go. We're just waiting to see what's going to happen. We already prepared, and we sitting here just waiting to see something come on down there. We'll hit the road and keep it clean for you.
And if you see those plows out and about, make sure you give them some space. They ask for about 200 feet. That's to keep them safe, keep you safe, and then also allow them to efficiently do their job. If you are bad with numbers like I am, that's about a dozen car lengths. So if you keep that space, everybody should be good. But for now in Wake County, Sean Gallagher, WRAL News.
All right, Sean, thank you. We're still waiting to see if Wake County will delay or cancel classes for tomorrow after releasing students early today. Meanwhile, other districts have already made that decision. Chapel Hill Carborough schools will be delayed 2 hours. Chatham County schools, the offices will be closed and employees will work from home. Cumberland County schools, you're closed tomorrow. Edgecombe County schools will be a remote learning day. NC State University, East Carolina University have also canceled classes through tomorrow. Oh wait, here we go. We have some more public schools for you. Franklin County remote. Harnett County will be asynchronous. Hoke County the same. And Lee County schools remote only. And there we go. We've got Nash County remote, Northampton County schools delayed 2 hours, Sampson County, you're in remote learning tomorrow, and Warren County schools delayed 2 hours. Moore, Nash, Northampton, Sampson County. Okay, we're going through these again. So you see this, we're going to continue to update this, and then we'll populate on our website, WRAL.com, for any changes and updates throughout the evening. NC State, East Carolina have canceled classes through noon tomorrow. You can see those delays and closings at the bottom of your screen. You'll also find them on WRAL.com.
Well, you can definitely count on WRAL to keep you covered until the threat of this winter storm moves out. We're going to have live team coverage all night, and when you wake up, tune in for our coverage in the morning, a half hour early, starting at 4 a.m.
Brian Schrader's in the live center for us. Brian?
Yes, we are watching. Indeed, we are watching all those live cameras, keeping our eyes on that camera at Nags Head with that snow falling right now on the Outer Banks, but also watching cameras around the Triangle and traffic conditions. This is a live look at Cary, US 164 at Tryon Road. Not seeing any flakes just yet on that camera, but of course, as we get later into the evening, we are going to see conditions changing, and it's very likely that roads are going to get a lot worse. Right now, no crashes causing big problems right now, and our major routes are looking pretty clear. Stay with us as our coverage continues.
The sub-freezing conditions we're seeing can affect how first responders in our area can do their jobs.
It's bringing a new set of challenges, especially for firefighters. WRAL's Chelsea Donovan takes us to Apex to show us the changes they're making and how they're preparing.
The snow chains are being tested.
If we are on a scene for an extended period of time, that we have the resources available.
One of those includes salt.
All of our trucks have at least one bucket.
Fighting fires in these conditions can mean water turning into a sheet of ice, something crews work to prevent.
If they are on a scene for an extended period of time, the ability to circulate that water and to refrain from dumping an extensive amount of water on the ground.
Not only is fighting fires a challenge, but long exposure to bone-chilling temperatures.
We look at the ability to set up effective rehab a lot sooner in these colder conditions to reduce the risk of that hypothermia and frostbite.
You can see the insulation right here, which helps keep fire out, but it also helps keep warmth in during the colder months.
Firefighters are wearing extra hoods, gloves, and taking extra breaks.
They cover all parts of their skin,
making sure they too are staying safe when responding to help you or your loved one.
We see a lot of motor vehicle accidents, you know, the black ice, those types of things.
They also see a lot of issues with space heaters.
According to the National Fire Prevention Association, January and February are actually top months for home heating fires and home heating fatalities.
The biggest message, do your part to make sure your home is safe so our first responders aren't taking unnecessary risks in these unprecedented conditions.
Back here in the WRAL Live Center as we continue to watch cameras along the coast and here in the Triangle, take a look at this image from the Nags Head area. This is 158 at Danube Street, where you can see that the snow is starting to cover that major road already there. And we are getting reports of some deteriorating road conditions there along the Outer Banks. Also want to take you back to that live camera from Nags Head, not too far from that still image we just showed you of the rain, or rather the snow coming down hard there in Dare County. It is going to be a very snowy night along the North Carolina coast.
All right, Brian. A friend of mine who has a house in Duck said that back in 2018, they had 6 inches of snow. Gone in 2 days.
Oh yeah, right. The sun will come out and it'll be gone. Mike, you were talking to us about how the dry air is in place here, but it's more moisture at the coast. That's why they're seeing more snow.
Yeah, the lower part of their atmosphere has more moisture in it, so the snowflakes are able to survive their way to the ground. Whereas locally, our dew points are as low as like 5, 6, 7, 8 degrees, and that's why it's having a hard time, the snow making its way to the ground before. The technical term is sublimate, but we'll use the word evaporate because most folks know that word. So it's evaporating before it reaches the ground. So on our Sanford cam, Kat pointed out a moment ago that there were some snowflakes, a little flurry activity. Every once in a while, you'll see a stray flake. Eventually, the atmosphere where we are in the lower levels will moisten up, that this will survive its way to the ground. In Clinton right now, the dew point's 18. We've been seeing snowflakes on their camera for the past hour or so. The air is more moist. And you can see on the live dual Doppler 5000 radar, the radar is showing snow, and Kat's walking over and she's saying,
the dew point started to climb at RU. It's 5 now.
And the dew point's starting to go up. So that's a good sign. The lower levels of the atmosphere are moistening up. So be patient. I'm losing my patience because I wanted to snow, but be patient. It'll eventually make its way to the ground and we will see accumulations. And this is what we're anticipating. Our northern counties will see the least amount of accumulation. And over Raleigh and Wake County, the northern part of the county will see less. The southern part of the county could see up to 1.5 inches, where there's the winter storm warning, where you see the darker shaded blue for Fayetteville and Clinton. Over toward Goldsboro, 2 to 3 inches, maybe an isolated location up to 4 inches. That's the possibility. Now, as we look closer to the coast, where Monica Casey is at Nags Head, we're talking 4 to 6 inches. Isolated totals, maybe as high as 8. That's what the Weather Service is talking about in this region here. For Wilmington, 3 to 5, maybe some isolated locations up to 6. And again, by far, that area will see a longer duration of snow coming down. We got our tower lit for winter. It's white. If you drive on by, you'll see it. 28 at our RDU, the dew point 3 degrees. So it's coming up just a little bit. Now the dew point in Clinton's coming up, now up to 20. So it's getting closer to the current air temperature. So that's why the snow is being able to reach the ground. 21 at Roxborough, 24 at South Hill. The dew point is 1. And here's our snow forecast this evening. 60% chance at 7. By 9 o'clock, 80%. By 11 o'clock, 80%. So we have many hours where we will have the potential for some accumulation. Hour by hour probabilities, 80% from 8 o'clock to about midnight. And then from west to east, we'll see a gradual shift out of the viewing area. And by 3 a.m., just about a 30% chance. And that would be more likely our eastern counties. So from north to south, snow is likely. 14 at Roxborough, 18 at Roanoke Rapids, 19 at Rocky Mount. Likewise here in Raleigh. Just be aware, travel will be dangerous once we get snow to accumulate on the roads, and it'll likely be that way in the morning. So join Elizabeth starting at 4 a.m. and she'll have full coverage of what's going on. Of course, we'll have the storm tracker out. Amy Wilmoth will be in that. And watch for icy spots in the morning, later in the afternoon, enough sunshine to do some melting, but all that moisture is not going to evaporate. So we have refreezing again for Thursday morning with our low at 15. We have a WRAL weather alert day tomorrow because of the icy issues in the morning. 39 on Thursday, mostly cloudy, and a gradual warm up. 45 for Friday, 47 Saturday, and then the 50s return Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And signs are, as we get into the month of February, we'll be back to above normal temperatures. So enjoy the cold and enjoy the snow. It'll eventually come to your community. We're all expecting it.
All right, we're waiting. Thanks, Mike.
A lot of kids are looking out the window, looking for the first snowflakes in the areas where it's not falling. We'll be right back after this. Our winter weather coverage continues here on WRAL.
First, let's head to Brian Schrader in the live center. Brian.
I'm going to get you some breaking news. Reports of a shooting investigation and a large police presence right now in South Raleigh. I want to zoom into that area on the map. This is all reportedly happening on Democracy Street. That is according to Broadcastify radio traffic, not too far from Wilmington Street and Chapanoke Road. We are working to learn more here in the WRAL newsroom. We have 4 crews on the way. Stay with us for updates. All right, an update to that breaking story. WRAL News has confirmed that a Raleigh police officer has been shot in this incident that we just told you about happening on the south side of Raleigh. I want to zoom into that area again. This is on Democracy Street, not too far from Wilmington Street and Chapanoke Road. You know, there's a neighborhood there on the south side of Raleigh near Garner, the Renaissance Park neighborhood. This all appears to have happened just before 6 o'clock this evening, according to Broadcastify radio traffic. Reports of multiple shots fired, and now WRAL confirming in the past couple of minutes that a Raleigh police officer has indeed been shot. No word on that officer's condition at this point. We do have reports of a large police presence right now in that neighborhood. Again, this is just off of Tryon Road, Palace Garden Way in that area. We are working to learn more right now in the WRAL newsroom, and as I told you earlier, we have 4 crews on the way. We should get some new information for you here very shortly.
Yeah, that area in South Raleigh, very busy area, so we'll keep updated on that. Thank you, Brian.
Let's get back to weather coverage. Aaron Thomas is in the WRAL Storm Tracker in Dunn. Aaron, what are you seeing in that area tonight?
Yeah, so Gerald, we have seen our fair share of light flurries, emphasis on light flurries. It's exciting, just to know that it's hovering around, but the road conditions are smooth, which is great. Now, when I put the emphasis on light flurries, we can usually see them. We actually just left downtown Dunn. And you can really see those light flurries when the light, any sort of headlights, hits them. But it's certainly hard to see, with these air conditions. A lot of those flurries are evaporating. But things have been smooth sailing here since we've been on major roadways like I-95 here. We've strategically had the WRAL storm tracker. If you look at our maps that our meteorologists have put up at Snow Hole, we've been kind of in that area surrounding the Snow Hole. So some of our southernmost parts of their viewing area. So Moore County, Cumberland County, and here where we are now in Harnett County. So if we see those light flurries, it's definitely indicative that something is on the way. Of course, anywhere within the next 30 minutes or to an hour, that could intensify. And we'll have the WRAL storm tracker on the road to monitor that for you.
All right, we see more brine than snow there. That's a good thing for people who don't like it. Aaron, thank you very much.
Mike, it's starting. RDU reporting some flurries now.
Yeah, they have light flurries at RDU. And what we've been seeing on the Clinton cam for the past couple hours are snow flurries. The lower part of the atmosphere there is more moist. The dew point's at 20, the air temperature is 26. So the snow is able to reach the ground. That's why we're seeing more flurries there than anywhere else. And on the radar view, even though the dual Doppler 5000 radar is showing a lot of snow, a lot of this is not reaching the ground. And if it is, it's just a few spotty flurries. As we broaden the view, snow all over the area, but again, that drier air is impeding it reaching the ground.
All right, Mike, thank you. And thank you for joining us. We are minutes away from NBC Nightly News.
And as we leave you, we're going to show you this live picture from Nags Head again at the blowing snow. Looks like a blizzard. The very latest coming up tonight at 7.